If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome back to Toya's Cafe Podcast. I want to start off by saying Happy International Podcast Day to all of the amazing podcast hosts out there. Remember to keep shining, keep being the best version of yourself, and making amazing content for your listeners and your audience. On this evening, I just wanted to bring a word of inspiration to everyone. I don't have a specific topic that I am going to discuss. Guys, we are already going into a new month. We have 3 months left of the year, and these are the critical months, I call them. These are the months where a lot of us find ourselves sad, depressed. Sometimes we feel lonely because it's leading up towards the holidays. We miss loved ones that are no longer with us anymore. That season of just sadness, darkness, so much still going on around us. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. We have this big presidential election going on, and it's just a lot. We watch the news all the time. We turn on social media, so much is going on. And that's why I said in a previous podcast that it's the importance of unplugging. Finding something else to do besides watching the news and being on social media, because it can drive you insane. It really can. So, even during this time, I get sad, I get depressed. I miss my mother so much, so I'm going to give you all some tips on things that I do just to keep my mind off being sad. I love to journal. I have a lot of journals. That was one of the reasons why I came up with creating journals. If you have time, check out my journals on Etsy with Toya's Cafe. But I have a journal for a lot of different things in my life. Like when I know I need to go grocery shopping, I have a journal for that. I have one for my bills. I have one for just my everyday daily tasks. When I want to write my thoughts and my feelings. When I need to work on things for Toya's Cafe. And also, like my goals. I have a journal book just for things that I know I need to accomplish. And something else that I found myself doing recently. I know that I want to move in July. So I've started jotting down things that I know that I need to prepare myself for to move. You would be amazed how much this helps you with staying positive and inspiring yourself. Because I take that journal and I get on Wayfair and I get on Amazon and Pinterest, and that helps me add to this journal. And while I'm sitting hours looking at Amazon and Pinterest and Wayfair, I'm adding to that list oh my gosh, I need this, I need that. And what I've noticed, I get happy because it puts me in a place of happiness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and build this room. This is how I want this room to look. This is how I want my kitchen to look. This is how I want my new home office to look. And I just find joy within that. I can be sad when I started, but then within an hour or two, I'm just happy. I can't wait to move. I can't wait to actually see this room just coming to reality. That's one of the things that I do. Something else that I do, and I know that we're still in the middle of this pandemic, so you really want to be careful with going out. But I get in my car, I take my journal, and I drive around and I look at homes, go to Starbucks, get me some coffee, and I just drive around and look at houses. And it helps to clear your mind of negative thoughts. I also talk to God in that time. And I ask God to show me things. I ask God to speak to me in that moment. That helps as well. And I always tell people, surround yourself around people that's going to pray for you when you feel like you can't pray for yourself. Surround yourself around people that's going to allow you to be vulnerable. When you need to cry, they're going to let you cry. When you need to vent, they're going to let you vent. I am very blessed with my circle of sister friends because I can honestly say that in those moments of me being vulnerable, I can call them at any time. Make sure you have that circle. Because yes, I inspire people. I motivate people. I go out and speak to different groups. But though there are times, guys, I have to be honest, where Toya needs encouraging. I need inspiration. Sometimes I need to cry. I just need to let it out. It's so funny. I was sitting here the other day and I'm like, I miss my best friend who's 10 hours away in Arkansas. And I just wanted to cry. And I was like, I just want to sit with her and I just want to just talk and cry. And she'll let me be in that place. If you don't have friends that allow you to be in that place, I suggest you go find you some new friends. Because all of these things help me. And I know that if you are in that place, these things will help you as well. Because honestly, guys, this year has been such a up and down year for a lot of us. And being home, working, especially for us that's working from home, it's really like, oh my gosh, I need a break. Guys, I remember when COVID first started, I was so scared to go anywhere. When the restaurant started to open back up, I had a fear. I didn't want to go anywhere. A few weeks ago, I was like, Lord, I trust you. I just need to get out. And I went out and had dinner with my girlfriends. And it felt so good. Protect yourself. But if you need that outlet to just get out and be with your friends, do that. Because guys, like I said, we're in the critical months. And don't sit at home and throw yourself a pity party and you're the only attendee. Reach out to people because you never know. Your friends might be feeling the same way you're feeling and you venting to them and they venting to you. You all might help each other. Take some of my tips and take some of my tricks and see if it helps. It helps me. Writing in that journal, going online, getting creative. I create shopping carts. Sometimes I purchase things, sometimes I don't. But I create wish lists. Those wish lists turns into goals for me. Sometimes on my goals list, like I create a wish list on Amazon of like curtains, bath towels, kitchen things. And I'll say, you know what, Toya, go ahead and add that to your goal list. And even though I may not get those items at that moment, they'll be on my goal list and I'll be able to check them off. And that'll even start making me feel better. Like, wow. And even though it might be small to somebody, but it's big to me because I accomplished it. I got those curtains that I wanted. I got those towels that I wanted. I needed new pots. I ordered those pots that I wanted. You will be amazed by the small things that we don't think that will help us mentally. It will help. So try to find creative techniques and creative things to help us during these times. Everything doesn't have to be, going on this big elaborate vacation. And guys, I can honestly say in the past 8 years, this is the first year I have not had a vacation. And it bothered me like, man, I haven't been on a vacation all year. It's time for a vacation. And I might take one by the end of this year. I may not. But I felt myself being bothered by that. And I said, Toy, it's much more things important than going on a vacation. So there are things that we can create in our day-to-day life that will help us remain, positive and inspired. If you know there's something that you've been wanting to do, start writing about it. I'm a big believer in when you write things down and you see them every day, you'll start working towards it. It becomes a goal, a dream, an admiration for you. And you'll be determined to make it happen. So just do it. I just wanted to leave that little word of, inspiration to you all this evening with these little tips and tricks that I use in these times. Because like I said, guys, these are the critical months. Reach out, phone a friend, write it down, talk to God, but don't be sad. Don't be depressed. Everything is going to be all right. I love you all. Have a great evening. Go into October with a positive mindset. And remember, be the best version of yourself. And if nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. You can do it. You was put here for greatness, and there's always purpose in all of your pain. Have a good night, Toya.